All right, folks. We are going to get started. I appreciate you joining us today. The webinar is called Why Denovo for Cloud EPM, in particularly Oracle Cloud EPM. And we will jump right in. All right. So from we just have a couple slides here. This is our agenda and objectives. Just an introduction where I'm going to cover a solution overview of a couple different areas of Oracle EPM, share where Denovo's operating. So I haven't been able to fit into the time to get there. So from an introduction perspective, my name is Patrick Callahan. I'm Denovo's EVP of Consulting and Delivery. I've been in the Oracle consulting space for more than 25 years. Led multiple Hyperion and EPM teams. I am Oracle certified. I'm part of Oracle's partner advisory groups in a couple areas. Authored multiple white papers and presentations, and have overseen and architected hundreds of Oracle Cloud implementations, including dozens of Oracle Cloud EPM implementations. Denovo at a glance. This is just wanted to share a little bit about our company. I think the motto at the top is front and center and so crucial to our organization and our team. It's customer first, and that is our culture. We've been around since 2002. We're based in Colorado. We're fully certified as an Oracle partner. We do a lot of work with Oracle Cloud infrastructure. We manage a lot of customers on legacy systems like JD Edwards and EBS. Also, Oracle Cloud applications with a lot of cloud applications implementations as well. From a Gartner perspective, we're a leading Oracle service provider. A good snippet from their review and recognition down at the bottom. Before we jump into the Oracle suite, I just wanted to talk a little bit higher level. So what are Oracle's options? What are Denovo's options to enhance your current investment? I suspect if you're on a call, you're not from Oracle, you're not from Denovo, you're a customer or somebody interested in Oracle Cloud EPM, and you might be on a journey to the cloud yourself. You might be on JD Edwards, you might be on EBS. You may have taken that first step of modernizing your platform, so moving on-premise technology or applications to the cloud. But that second step here, and this is just a representative journey, but that second step is enriching your business operations, and that's bringing in kind of edge cloud solutions that can help with your own environment, against your current investment, if that's JD Edwards or EBS or otherwise. So I highlighted planning. The Cloud EPM suite has just got a ton of functionality. There are other opportunities in procurement and CPQ and HCM, along the way of your journey, but we're focusing in today on that Cloud EPM piece. This is just a view of opportunities, so taking that last slide of focusing on enriching business operations, and what are those opportunities across the pillars of ERP and EPM and procurement, supply chain, and HCM and CX. But today we're going to focus in on EPM. It's all about connected planning and optimizing financial consolidation. There's a lot of other elements there that I'll try to highlight along the way. So I actually asked part of my team, as well as some of our customers, what is it that challenges them in their current environment? So customers that aren't on Oracle EPM Cloud. And this is a brief summary of some of the things that they said. One, which happened to be a JDE customer, they recognize that they have forecasting features within JDE, but they weren't using them. It was a little bit cumbersome. They hadn't onboarded or adopted that functionality. So they were still doing a lot of that manually. Another customer, just talking about reporting needing to be easier and better. Another customer wanting to better leverage Microsoft Office in a live environment. Another customer, talking about consolidations, being a little bit painful, especially when they're consolidating trial balances from multiple systems, and that requiring interfaces and manual uploads. And then finally, another customer just talking about account reconciliations being super cumbersome and manual, and even there are some newer features in applications like JD Edwards that they hadn't tried, right? So so admittedly, they could have tried some of those features and they hadn't, and they were looking for something more modern. So let's drill into the EPM suite. I'm just trying to give you a little background in case you don't have that background. I would suspect some folks on this call have used Hyperion. You might be using Hyperion right now. Hyperion, just had a huge market share, and that transitioned over to Oracle Cloud EPM after the Oracle acquisition of Hyperion. I believe it's around 18 years ago. It could be more now. And that's all translated into the EPM suite. So Hyperion Planning is now planning. Hyperion Financial Management is now financial consolidation and close, with some elements of account reconciliation. There used to be a Hyperion solution that aligns with enterprise data here, but it's all about a connected platform, connecting all planning, connecting closing with confidence. So comprehensive consolidation and close, reinventing analytics and reporting, which was historically is always a problem for finance. How do we accurately and timely report on things? Now there's new capabilities around AI that's embedded, and new capabilities around enterprise data. I probably won't get too much into those last two today, but certainly will be slated for a follow-up. So from an EPM perspective, it is redefining finance, right? So you have to reimagine a new finance operating model. The leaders of tomorrow really will be the ones that innovate today and are able to adapt to market dynamics along the way, breaking down barriers, enabling collaboration, wanting to move finance out of the bookkeeper role and into a strategic business partnering roles. So one of the most important steps, I think, in this journey is speaking the language of the line of business, using all available data, validating and making decisions. And that lets everybody access data science in their jobs, which was probably unheard of a few years back. And these insights are delivered to finance, to ensure trust and confidence, and to ensure adoption. So you then need finance to focus time on innovation and redefining the business by efficiently and intelligently automating, the mundane elements of finance, reducing manual labor, really looking on, how do we make those resources available, moving away from the focus, on hindsight, enabling your finance department to have better insight, but change to develop foresight. And last but not least, you'll see it kind of through the demo, but there is pervasive AI in the Oracle Cloud applications, as well as a good example is Oracle EPM. EPM has had it embedded in machine learning and predictive planning components for quite some time. A newer element is Oracle Digital Assistant, which understands how you naturally talk in text, so you can use it to speed up your close. It can be accessed from your desk, laptop, or desktop, or on the go. It's all web-based and can be integrated with other third-party collaboration tools. So why are customers moving to Cloud EPM? So out of about 100 respondents, the glaring, reason and rationale was improved productivity and collaboration in remote work environments. So we all have dealt with COVID since 2020, and a lot of folks, back office folks, finance, accounting folks, have worked primarily from home. Some of that is shifting back to the office, but improving productivity and collaboration in remote work. Cloud solutions allow for that a little bit easier. And with that, digital transformation initiatives rose in importance. Here's some of the realized benefits, and this is based on an Oracle survey from a year and a half ago. There's some great numbers here. I was sharing, going a little bit more in depth in these in earlier dry runs, and realized I was going to run out of time. So I just wanted to focus in on a couple, right? And that first one, 61% reported improving forecast accuracy. Certainly, that's a huge number, and that's a huge area of focus. Is how can we, even in our organization, how can we have our forecast more accurate? Another item on the bottom, on the right a little bit, 77% reported reducing the time to define, produce, and deliver reports. Reporting is an area that I think every organization generally is challenged with. And how do you get financial reports out the door after a close? How do you get just data accessible to all those business users? So some great numbers here, numbers that really could be leveraged as you try to sell the idea of Oracle EPM within your organization. So some people might say, is Oracle Cloud EPM ready? It is. It's proven. It's been around for 10 years. It's used by over 7,000 customers as of a few months ago. It just actually celebrated the 10th birthday on Valentine's Day. I happen to be part of one of the first implementations of Cloud EPM 10 years ago for Orlando Airport. So it's come a long way. It's extremely robust, fully functional, tons of customers on it, using it across countries, across industries with a ton of success. So from a planning and budgeting and forecasting perspective, again, this points back to Hyperion Planning legacy functionality. But what Oracle did when they brought it into the cloud was instead of most Hyperion Planning customers building elements or custom models, they took the best practices of what all these customers in Hyperion Planning were doing, and they built those as pre-built models. Pre-built models for financials or operating budgets, capital budgets or CapEx projects, workforce or position budgeting. All that got embedded with pre-built models to make it easier to start, but also ongoing from a SaaS perspective. It really allows for customers to take advantage of kind of the optimized implementation timeframe. If you didn't know it, Oracle and previously Hyperion has been centerpiece of and a leader in both Gartner's Magic Quadrant and IDC MarketScape's analysis. Look up to the upper right-hand corner as leaders, and Oracle stands out above everybody else. So this is kind of a different view of the planning process. So the planning is a continuum, right? Historically, it may not have been that way, but it doesn't end, when you've collected all the data, inputted your plans, and reforecast. It's a planning cycle that includes modeling allocations, profitability, and costs. Then there's the process of discovering insights, while comparing forecasts with actuals or predictive forecasts, and management reporting, which is different than the pure financials and statutory number reports. So this has evolved, from in the past being a periodic exercise to a continuous process. So the economy, competitive marketplace, it's always changing. So you never want to put that pencil down. So it's really evolved from the days of manual inputting to driver-based, trend-based forecasting. And then we saw the emergence of statistical forecasting and simulations, which really add a massive amount of value to driving efficiency in the process. But then the growth of ML in planning and forecasting is now crucial, and everybody is latching on to that. These were some of the challenges of customers that were not on Oracle, and what they were planning to achieve by moving to Oracle, or some of those challenges that they wanted to address. So the most frequently fell into the group of lack of connected planning. Next, next was better or more current data, also integration, lack of budgeting and forecasting, a lot of different ideas really around connectivity to the data and then better use of that data. I just wanted to highlight this in that, customers are really adopting AI. So more than 70% of Oracle Cloud EPM customers are using the built-in AI and ML capabilities. And that's to automate, to reduce errors, to improve efficiency and improve accuracy. These are some comments from Oracle EPM planning customers. Less manual, faster, more accurate, more efficient, integrated, quick scenario changes. I think the one I like the most is the one in the upper right-hand corner, and that is, we're able to spend more time analyzing the data and making changes based on what we find. I think that is a great benefit that customers have shared. So consolidation and close is what you might have referred to or used, and you might currently be using Hyperion Financial Management, HFM. There's also, other competitors as well. But what this really focuses in on consolidations, the close process, and the orchestration of it. It includes account reconciliation, plus a lot of other components here. So this process, the financial close, has traditionally been extremely manual. I'm sure any accountants and finance folks on the call would certainly suggest that to be the case. That's all done by finance and accounting teams. It's not efficient. It's typically very complicated. It's limited by, also by human error, some human bias, as well as time. So what Oracle has done is invested a ton of money in advanced technologies to help. Think of a continuous close, a continuous consolidation, autonomous consolidation. Oracle's, calls it by different features, but it's all about kind of the nonstop process of automating and continuing that financial close. There's an element of financial close. It doesn't have to be part of your close process, but most places it is. Sometimes it's kind of nonstop account reconciliation in your office. But some of the really cool features are around transaction matching, which is the automation of high volume transactional reconciliations, which can learn and really streamline the activities. Take so much that could be manual and automate it. Plus reconciliation compliance, plus a very connected financial close process. And this was the challenges for customers in advance of Oracle EPM. I think the main one there is obvious, right? Manual entry and reliance on spreadsheets. So much improvement that can be done as it pertains to financial consolidation and close. All right, the last slide here on the close is those top 3 benefits, right? So Oracle Cloud EPM customers can significantly reduce the complexity and number of days associated with that close. These kind of findings of customers on Cloud EPM are kind of similar to those on the planning side. Reliable, easy, efficient, consistent, ability to drill down, which is a great thing to have from your consolidation back into your transactional, your ledgers, cost savings, consolidations made easier, account reconciliation, capability that they didn't have before. From an EPM reporting perspective, you'll see some in the demo. There's the traditional financial reports, but there's also something called Oracle Smart View for Office. This allows you to play around with data, report on data, do analysis on data in a live environment within Microsoft Office. So I'll show you this. There's a lot of customers that love Smart View. And then there's another element of reporting that you may not be thinking about. You might actually have a third-party product that does publishing of annual reports or budget books, those types of things. But narrative reporting is the process of adding business commentary, the who, what, when, where, and why, to the data, the what, on the face of the report. So combining narrative with numbers, things like budget books, but it's also a very collaborative tool. So you have different contributors to different sections of those reports with some collaboration facilities within that. Really, really fun tool to expand your reporting. And then right before the demo here, I just wanted to talk about, just real briefly, Denovo offerings. So we are an Oracle partner, Oracle certified partner. We have express launch offerings, and what those are turnkey implementations, right? So we want to make it easier for customers to embrace Oracle EPM, as an example, with some packaged scope, packaged implementation, accelerated timelines, with an optimized model, with a really, significant reduction in time to cost to implement. So there's a time to value for you. There's a structured approach. That structured approach, really targeted scope, and what we're trying to accomplish from an objective, results, in less burden on your staff. It relies on a discipline to adopt modern practices, but it also really enables those technology advances, including AI, that your end users are probably looking for. From an EPM offerings perspective, these are a couple of right-sized offerings. EPM, we talked about planning and close and account reconciliation, narrative reporting, profitability and cost management. There's a lot of different elements of EPM, but if you're looking for planning and budgeting, if you're looking for financial consolidation and close, we have right-sized offerings. Call them t-shirt size offerings, but our sales team and our extended team that's available after this webinar can share some of those highlights, really to stand up these solutions for you. All right, so I am over by 5 minutes. I will click over to my demo as much as possible. So I've logged into Oracle planning, EPM planning. I just wanted to talk a little bit from a branding perspective, from a color logo perspective. You can make all of the views. You can have tasks show up here. They call these menus here to
It looks like we're having a technical difficulty. Just hold on tight with us for 1 minute. Hey, Patrick, we can't hear you. Okay, if you could just start your statement one more time, that'd be great. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can. Thanks, Patrick.
Okay. So Academy is just available videos from Oracle. and they're typically between 2 and 10 minutes long across different areas. So a little bit of a tutorial that's available to you within the system itself. All right, I'm going to click into planning a little bit and show you some of what a plan looks like. It's going to look like a spreadsheet. This is called operating expenses. From this spreadsheet, you see the column on the left is your account structure. This section at the top here is your point of view, and you can make changes and look at different years, different cost centers, different versions of your plan. In this case, I could also come in here and I can edit, my numbers here, and you can see when I do make an edit, it would want me to hit save. I can come in here and you'll see different menu options to edit, to adjust with a grid spread, to add supporting detail if you wanted to build up a number. I could look at change history. I can put an attachment on that file or on that cell. I could also put a comment on that cell if I wanted to, and save that. And all that information is going to be shared with other users in the system. So I'll hit save on that one. Compensation plan, there's different models here. Compensation plan is all about workforce, right? So your personnel, your positions, and it handles all types of scenarios that you might have around position budgeting for public sector, different bargaining units, depending on whether or not you have unions and that type of thing. But we have used this in all sorts of manners, and it's extremely robust in capabilities. I'm going to kind of skip over a couple things here, but CapEx and then project planning opportunities as well. But those models of projects and CapEx that I talked about previously can all be fully configured. I'm going to actually walk into a long-range plan, and we're going to talk about strategic modeling a little bit. So we've wrapped up the strategic modeling process a little bit. I'm actually skipping around here, and I'm going to go to our base scenario to make sure we're working on the right thing here. So I'm going to come into a cell here for one of my revenue drivers. It's called industry sales billions, or industry sales. It happens to be in billions for 2026. And I'm going to go in and look at my account forecast. And the method for this forecast, I could pick all different methods here. I'm actually going to keep it on growth rate. And then I'm going to look at a forecast for a different cell. For here, I'm actually going to come in here and I'm going to forecast, click on the forecast here as well. But this time I'm going to come over here and hit a simulation. And for that simulation, I've got my assumptions here, and I actually picked an assumption. You've got different assumption types, but I actually picked an assumption here that is for triangular distribution, which is one of the Monte Carlo simulation options available. So let me go into a different one here. I kind of lost my screen a little bit. Let me do this one more time. Yeah, so I'm just going in there one more time here. Yep, and then we are going to do the same thing for market share. And on this one, I'm actually going to pick a uniform assumption and execute that simulation. All right, so with that forecast set, it's going to probably take a few seconds here to finish that simulation. I'm actually going to go over to our income statement. I'll wait here while that completes. And I will come up here as well on this simulation and make sure that simulation is executed. I will let that go. And then you'll see that the simulation is actually, those assumptions are being applied, and we're about halfway through the 500 trials for that simulation. So with that, I'm going to wait real quick and go over to my income statement. It's probably a little bit lagging here, and I'm going to go up to my upside case based on those simulations and bring that data in. So there's opportunity, to kind of look into the audit trail features for these simulations to understand the logic of the model. I'm trying to streamline this a little bit super fast here. So let me circle back and go into monthly forecasting. I want to show a tool that I mentioned, and that is opening it up in Smart View. And let me do that real quick here. And what we're going to do is open it up. I just kind of clicked and open up the connection in Excel. So it took that exact same form and it opened it up in Excel. In the form, if I open up that forecast a little bit and I open up the Q4 and look at December, that printing forecast, I'm actually going to change that. I'm changing it in the wrong place. Let me put that back, but I'm going to change that over here in Excel just to show you the connectivity here. And I'm actually going to change that to 2500, and I'm going to submit that. On the web side, you'll see that I can do a refresh. It's going to say that you've changed something, and I'm going to say, okay, ignore that I changed something. And you see that 2500 came through from the web, from the change in Excel. I can also in Excel, this is a live form. Use it for all different purposes, but I also can analyze and kind of turn it into an ad hoc grid. And what that's going to do is produce, if I'm not locked up, I think I might be locked up, but it would produce a way to kind of play with the data in an ad hoc manner. So I'm going to actually skip that and come back to over here from a financial consolidation perspective. So my last little part I wanted to show is the financial consolidation tool itself. I'm going to click into some of these tasks. A lot of the consolidation is how you orchestrate the close. So the consolidation and close steps. So we put, a lot of these steps together. If you look at the scheduled tasks, you can view it as a list of tasks in the close. I like the view of a Gantt chart showing the relationships in the close and in the consolidation process. And this is one of those examples. If I look at so many dashboards, the compliance dashboard is how is the team getting through the steps of the close? And you look here, by team member, where they are. Carrie Lane has a lot and elements that are late. You can have alerts. These can get highly descriptive, but they will pop up and you can click into this and add commentary. You can reassign team members, but a lot of capabilities of alerting. But this compliance really is from a manager's view and a finance leader's view and an accounting leader's view. It's got some great opportunities here. If I just want to go back one more time to the monthly close and click on status. And here, I think it's executing a report. But this is the consolidation view. And in here, this is actually telling you, if data needs to be consolidated. What I'm going to do here is click on the consolidation menu and execute that consolidation and launch it. And while that's happening, give me a second here. Demo system's a little bit slow here. I was going to show you a resulting consolidated balance sheet. All right. So with that, I'm actually going to go over to the consolidated balance sheet. And in this case, it's showing a PDF view of that. I'm going to switch to an HTML view, and just gives you some options or visibility to the types of reporting that's available. All right, I should have scaled back on that demo, but I am going to just wrap up. A couple things to leave you with. There's a really cool blog out there that is called "Here's What We Learned About EPM from 500 Execs." Some good information if you are considering cloud EPM, things about them kind of reinventing their planning and budgeting and streamlining their close, as well as using EPM as a method to drive digital transformation and drive new advanced technologies like AI. These are a couple helpful links. The top one is essentially Oracle's main link for EPM. You can see product tours, data sheets, and the like. And with that, we welcome your follow-up and feedback. My name is Patrick Callahan. Denovo information there as well, and we can go from there. So I know we had some Q&A, or we wanted to leave a little bit of time here for Q&A. Sam, do we have any Q&A or any questions that might have come through?
We do have a couple questions that came in. The first one is, we have a lot of S-based cubes. Can we migrate those into this?
Yeah, I didn't really talk about that much, but within the planning applications, there's a planning type plan type called freeform applications, and that allows us to take an S-based cube with the dimensionality that you might have created it with and bring that directly in. Sometimes S-based cubes that were created a while ago, we can incorporate it into some of the pre-built models, but either way, S-based cubes can be brought forward.
Great. It seems we have another question as well. How long is a typical implementation?
It does sort of depend. What I would say is, our express launch offerings are targeted for streamlined implementation. So those would typically be in the 2.5 to 3.5 month time frame. It can be shorter than that. It can certainly be longer than that. Depends on the scope of what you're focused in on. I do recommend you kind of bite off certain functionality at a time versus trying to onboard the entire EPM suite, which includes a ton of functionality. Most people focus in on a part of planning and budgeting and forecasting, or a part of financial close. But maybe as a starting point in the conversation, I would say 2.5, 3 months is what one of those streamlined express launch implementations would take.
We have one more question. How do you integrate data into Oracle EPM?
There's a lot of options. Oracle EPM, 10 years ago, Most of that integration was done just through secure file uploads. You can still follow that process. There's new data management facilities within EPM over the last half dozen years or so. Plus, we can use integration tools or ETL tools or integration tools like Oracle Integration Cloud to do all of that. There's a kind of a nifty EPM agent, integration agent, an EPM automate utility that even if you are using files, we can automate that and schedule it so that it is being done kind of behind the scenes as well. Very simple kind of methods to integrate with EPM.
Javier, does anybody else have any questions? Feel free to type in to the chat box. We're good. Patrick, thank you so much for presenting.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.